I walked onto the plane with my shoulders squared and my boarding pass clenched between two fingers. 2A first class. I had earned this seat. I had paid for it with my money, my time, and the years I spent being overlooked. She looked at me the moment I turned down the aisle. Blonde hair stiff with spray, pearls around her neck. Her smile froze when she saw me walking toward her row. "Excuse me," she said as I slid into the window seat beside her. "I think you're in the wrong section." I folded the boarding pass neatly in my lap. "Nope. 2A, this is it." She blinked hard. "I'm sure it's a mistake." I looked straight ahead. "It's not." She raised her hand, waving down the flight attendant like I was a spill on the floor. "Hi. I think there's been a mix-up," she said sweetly. "This gentleman seems to be confused." The attendant glanced at me, then the pass in my hand. "His ticket checks out, ma'am." The woman let out a small laugh. "But surely you see what I mean." I turned my head. "You mean my skin?" She recoiled like the truth burned. "Don't twist my words. I just meant he looks more coach." My throat stayed dry, but my voice was steady. "You could have just said you didn't want to sit next to a black man." Her lips thinned. "That's not what I said." "No," I said. "You said it without saying it, like people always do." The attendant shifted nervously. "Sir, would you mind if we finish that sentence?" I said, out loud, for everyone to hear. She froze. Everyone around us froze. The overhead bin clicked open nearby. The pilot stepped out of the cockpit, tall and calm. "Is there a problem here?" "She's uncomfortable," the attendant whispered. The woman straightened in her seat. "Yes, I was just trying to be discreet. But some people don't belong in certain spaces." The pilot looked at me first, then her. "You're right, ma'am. Someone doesn't belong here." She smiled. "Exactly. I knew you'd understand. You'll be moved to coach," he said flatly. "This gentleman will have your seat." She blinked. "What?" "You heard me," the pilot repeated. "Your conduct is unacceptable, and I won't have it in first class." "You can't be serious." He didn't flinch. "You can take the open seat in 14C or D plane. Your choice." Her mouth opened and closed like she was drowning. Then, with a huff, she stood up, gathering her designer bag and dignity in the same tight fist. As she passed, she muttered, "This is ridiculous." I looked up at her. "You're right. It is." She didn't look back. The seat was warm when I slid into it. I felt every stare in the cabin, some supportive, some stunned, and a few silent. With shame, across the aisle, an older black man nodded once. No smile, just acknowledgement. I nodded back. The flight attendant came by, her eyes avoiding mine. "Can I get you something to drink, sir?" "Water," I said quietly. She brought it back with trembling hands. "I'm sorry." I took the cup and nodded. I didn't know her comfort. As the plane pulled back from the gate, I let the weight settle. Not just from today, but from every room I'd been told I didn't belong in. Every look, every locked door, every fake smile. She thought her voice had more power than my presence. But today, my silence spoke louder. And this time, someone finally listened. She stormed off in silence, heels stabbing the aisle like they were trying to hurt the floor. I eased into her seat, still warm with her anger, still echoing with the words she couldn't believe had been turned against her. The cabin was too quiet. I adjusted the seatbelt slowly. My hands didn't shake, but something inside me was still vibrating. Not fear, not pride, something between. "You all right, brother?" His voice was low, like a memory. I turned my head. He sat across from me, older, gray at the temples, skin worn like it had survived more than weather. "I've been all right before," I said. "This ain't that." He gave a small nod. She thought she owned the sky. I let out a breath. They always do, don't they? Until the ground reminds them otherwise. He leaned in, voice barely above a whisper. "She didn't see your seat. She saw your skin, and her whole world cracked around it." I looked down at my hands. "It's not the first time someone tried to shrink me with a stare. Won't be the last either," he said. "But today, you didn't shrink." "No," I murmured. I took up space. A pause. He looked out the window. "You didn't blend in like they wanted. You shined." That's what scared her. The silence between us wasn't awkward. It was sacred, heavy, full of everything we didn't have to explain. The flight attendant appeared again, barely meeting my eyes. "Here you go, sir," she whispered, handing me something warm. "On the house." I took the drink with a quiet nod. I didn't say thank you. Not because I wasn't grateful, but because that drink was never about kindness. It was about recognition. As I looked back out the window, the tarmac blurred. Not from tears, from clarity. All my life, I'd been taught to make myself small. Today, I didn't. Today, I sat in my seat and stayed there.